What's up, guys? Welcome to another special episode, Critical Points. Right now on the line, we got Frisky and Alpha. Say what's up, guys.
What's up?
So we're gonna get into it. Let's talk about last week, Valiance group stages, North America. It's you guys, Imperial, Gangstars, FTF, Domination, and Arsenal GG. Kind of break down the day and what led up to everything and how the outcome was.
So honestly, like, we weren't really expecting to win when we were going into it because we had 2 subs. Because not only did Klaus, he had to go to a wedding, but Des got yacha by his mom, and so she basically took away his iPad. And wouldn't let him play because his cousins were over. And then Krim stole his iPad from his dad again so he could play, which was actually pretty good. So we had to use 2 subs, which includes Frisky, who's on the Skype call, as well as Beowulf, who's been in the team for quite a long time. And, you know, it just shows, like, going 3-0 against some teams like Domination and some other teams just shows, like, what we're really capable of, because we didn't even use our main roster and we still beat those teams in a good margin. And not only that, but like earlier that day, you know, we were coming off good with a win in the Mobile Esports Anti-Assault tournament. And overall, I think our Valiance experience so far is pretty good. I'm pretty sure we're the first right now on the leaderboards. But we're gonna have to see next week when we play the other big team known as Gangstars, and we're hoping for some good results.
So what's the schedule like then for the remainder of Mobile Esports? You guys are in the finals for that. I believe you're playing Kings, and then I think for Valiance they have some makeup matches as well before they get into your guys' matches, I think.
Yeah, and not only that, I think Valiance. I think we only have 2 because we played 3 matches this week, and
we played 2 this week.
And actually, yeah, so we played 2 this week, and I think that we actually are going to remain the first because was the FCF team or whatever, the XCF team or something like that?
FTF.
They got disqualified because they were using someone else on their roster, or a lot of people. They used a whole new lineup, and so they actually got disqualified. So the win against Gangstars didn't really count for them. So they're still at 1 win, and so is the other team. So right now we have 3 wins, so we're like the highest on the leaderboard right now. And so next week we're playing a couple other teams. I think we might be playing 1 to 2 matches depending on what it is. And we're playing Gangstars and probably another team. So hopefully we actually win. So we don't have as many matches as we do next week for Valiance. And for Mobile Esports, we got a best of 5 against Kings, which is a pretty good team. They're one of the best. They're actually probably the best EU team right now. And you know, I'm pretty excited to play Kings. I was in Kings, and it was a pretty crap experience. But you know, they're overall a good team right now. So I'm happy where I am right now. You know, we're in a pretty good place, so we'll just have to see these next couple of weeks how we do.
So who do you think is the toughest team you've faced so far in both tournaments?
I'd say definitely, well, Anti-Assault, you really can't say there's a tough team because you're not really using assault rifles because, you know, you're not playing the game to its full potential. But for Valiance, you know, how you're playing everything, everyone's using strats and all the good stuff. I'd definitely say Gangstars is probably our biggest competition right now. We're really focused on playing Gangstars and beating them. And, you know, the team's always trying to just get ahead of them by one step ahead of them, and we're really trying our best. And personally, I think right now I don't want to say we're better than Gangstars, I don't want to say we're worse, but I think we're tied right now. You know, it's always good to just go into a game without being cocky and, you know, hopefully see good results, because we don't want to like say that we're the best team, because then that just puts so much pressure on us as a team, and we have to really perform well. And if we don't, then who knows? But I'm really looking for some good, you know, a good experience against Gangstars, and hopefully we get it.
Okay. Frisky, tell us about you kind of had to come in and sub. What was your mindset going into it, as the other players were nice and warm, and they've probably had maybe a little more chemistry than you have with some of the team members, but you had some pretty good clutches in the Domination match. Tell us what was going through your head.
I mean, throughout I'd want to say both matches, I played a little better against Imperial, I want to say. Just the domination game, I went in like I thought I was going to do a little better than I did the game against Dom. But like the game, it was an intense game. I was playing a little under pressure with like not having as much chemistry as I should with the team. But like I am a manager of D2R, not really supposed to be a player. And since they just found their last player, which is Dappy, which I'm pretty sure they're all happy of, and he's been like showing them a lot that he's improved, become a better overall team player. So I mean, I was just happy to get those 2 games and try to bring those 2 wins to the team, so we could have like a strong start on Saturday against GS and the next team we play.
I have something to say about that too, if you don't mind me interrupting. I have to just say that Frisky, like honestly, Frisky's a manager. He hasn't been playing the critical ops as for a competitive time for as long as all the other members. And I just have to say, like Frisky actually, he did his part. Like he got some clutch rounds. He won some gunfights. And honestly, like if we didn't really have anyone, that Frisky just came in and actually, he just that little missing piece of the pie. It wasn't completed, but it was just like a good fourth. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like we pulled it off with Frisky pretty well, because I think it's not really about the chemistry, but Frisky definitely did do his part that those couple matches on Valiance, and hats off to Frisky, they're really good.
Yeah, getting the refrags, retakes, that's important. A lot of people don't realize how important that position is. And also just having game sense and experience when you do have to clutch is definitely important. So shout out to you, Frisky, doing a great job. I'd like to talk about, you mentioned Dappy. Now this is a pretty cool story for a player to kind of basically get recruited to a top tier team from being someone that's really unknown, and that's something different that I feel like Insidious is doing. Whereas most top teams, let's say GS for example, they went after and recruited Cam and J7. Whereas you guys kind of found, from what I understand, Dappy was a TE person. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, Dappy was on Eminent. Yeah. And it's kind of like that thing where player is really good, but they can't reach their potential because they're on a team that isn't as good. And Dappy, he's not the best player in the world. He's not even. I wouldn't even say he's like amazing, but he's great. He has a great personality. He gets the refrags. He knows how to listen, and he's chill. And he's kind of that guy that where you give him the tools and and you just help him grow, and he can actually be something else. Like we're still training him right now, and he's doing pretty good. He's really chill, and teams don't want to give chances to people that aren't known. But Desk saw potential in Dappy. I didn't even know who Dappy was, but Desk is our teammate. I picked him up. I wouldn't judge exactly who he picks up because he's kind of like we both learned together, we both grew together. And picking up Dappy as a sub is actually great. So like I really hope he does he's getting really good, and I really hope he does get better. But honestly, right now Insidious is kind of right now we're kind of great as a team, because Insidious isn't that team where we're in org, we're in D2R, great org, but we're not that team where we just want to pick up the people that have already showed their faces in this community. There's always going to be new people that come in and just they don't get the spotlight, and we're just kind of that team that wants to give them the spotlight because honestly they deserve it. Like in Eminent, he didn't really have that time to shine, but here in D2R he has potential which he will be able to show. But we didn't get him in this Valiance tournament because the roster was already closed. So hopefully next tournament we get, he's going to be on there, and you guys will definitely get to see him play.
Right on. That kind of leads me into my next topic I wanted to talk about. So recently in the COPS community, there's been 2 outlets where you can pay to play COPS. One of them is Tier 1, and the other one is Critical Program. It's CP run by Cam and J7. But the one I want to talk about first with you guys is Tier 1. Alpha, you and Thesk and Retros kind of came together with this concept and put together an idea similar to an ESCA style for COPS. how long did this take to set up, and what kind of was going through your guys' head? What's the vision for this program? I've said it's for the community, and a lot of people kind of said that it isn't, but that's my opinion and my take on it.
So basically, like Tier 1, there's people in ranking that want to take the game seriously, and then there's other people that just throw it away. But Tier 1 is meant to be an outlet where players can actually take ranking seriously, and not only that, it costs money to play, because we don't want anyone just coming in, screwing it up for the other people, because there's actually like cash prizes, and the only way to support those cash prizes is through the running outlet. So here is the money, right? Here's all the funds that we receive, and then there's 1 person to 1 to 5 people every season that win. So we have to be able to supply them with prizes. So with the funds that are coming in, they all directly go back into the prize pool. And this way, it's like an in and out system that just keeps coming in and keeps growing.
I think that's what people are afraid of too. It's like where the money was going to. But.
Exactly, and people think, honestly, like, I have a YouTube channel, I have a big reputation. I don't need to, steal money and just throw that all away just for a couple of dollars. Right. If anything, like, I'm just trying to, put this community in a better direction, and Tier 1 is honestly helping that out for people, because not only is Tier 1 like a great place to play with other pros and learn how to play the game, but it's also like helping people play the game, and when people get good, there's going to be people from teams that are going to start noticing these players, and they might even recruit them to their teams and, give them the spotlight. And when that happens, they'll be able to, play in actual tournaments and overall just increase the competitiveness of this whole community, and, put Critical Ops in a good direction.
Yeah. Frisky, you've actually got to play in Tier 1. What's your experience in it so far?
Are you talking to Frisky or me? You kind of cut out there.
I was saying, Frisky, you've got to play in Tier 1. What's your experience so far in it?
I mean, already kind of coming off like as a pro player, I want to say, to man, like Tier 1 to me is just another, I'd want to say PE, except the experience you get with the players you're playing with in Tier 1 is something definitely you're not getting with playing the Elite. You have a bunch of kids that are there just to troll, don't care really about the game. They're just there to waste time and blow off time. And the experience with Tier 1 is you have a whole bunch of pro players, semi-pro players, and kids who are just trying to get better at the game in general, that are playing and trying to take it serious as you can. Well, I thought you were gonna ask the next question.
Well, you kind of cut out a little bit there, so that's why we were waiting. We weren't sure if you were done.
We heard a lot of barriers.
I cut off? No, I was talking.
Is it lagging for you guys? Kind of lagging for me a little bit.
It just started lagging.
Yeah.
But it's better now. Let's talk about the competitive scene right now. As far as we look at it from an unbiased opinion, there's 4 teams in the competitive scene that kind of run the scene. And I'm not going to mention those because I don't want to seem biased. But I feel like there is a lot of new teams coming out, and I've saw this with the Valiance tournament. I watched the brackets on the NA, EU, SA, and AS. There's a lot of teams that went further in these brackets that I didn't expect to. So do you guys think that the game state from 3 months ago when everyone said it was going to die to now with the new updates coming out and stuff, do you think the game is going to just continually get stronger, or do you think there is more problems coming ahead?
So the competitiveness of the whole scene. Alright, so it's kind of how it is for me. So first, it's NA is all the way here at the top. NA is at the top, and then it's EU, which it's not right below, but Kings is on top. They're definitely at the NA level, but every other team is right here. And then there's SA, which is the Brazilian community, which is down here. So it's SA, EU, and then NA is all the way up here. And Asia is honestly, Asian teams still have to work on a lot of things because they're like still, you know, pretty new to the game. It's not only that. It's also like ping issues and stuff. You know, the connections to the games and all that. It just depends on the outcome of the game because, you know, Kings is a great team, but we don't have the good of a connection as we do on our NA servers. But if we play on their servers, then, you know, who knows what could happen. It's basically a brand new game. And the competitive scene, I think ever since 5v5s got released, it's just been more competitive because it's more about teamwork and not just getting the kills, you know. People like Cam and everyone, they look up to like Cam, Joker, Tubies, all these people that, you know, that are doing good in top fragging, but no one talks about like those support players like Clouds and, you know, there's Vulcan, extremely underrated player. He's honestly great in my opinion. If he ever left GS, I'd definitely pick him up for sure. He has a lot of potential. And then there's all these support players that no one really knows, like, because they don't have the spotlight on them. But, you know, if they actually got the chance, then just like people still don't understand what it means to be good at the game. You know, there's rifling, there's opping, there's supporting, and there's a whole nother plethora of options that people could take. You know, there's people that could entry frag, there's people that could do two roles, some people even do 3 roles on the team. And, you know, right now in COPS, most people are just looking at the fact that, oh wow, look at this Cam, he got like 40 kills. And no one's realizing that, oh, Cam wouldn't have gotten these 40 kills if someone didn't set him up for the kills. You know, it's all about helping your team out, and people just think right now that it's an individual game. But really, it's a team game, and it's a team working together. Like, you know, someone may drop 40 kills in the game, but what does that mean if someone else wins, right?
Correct.
It doesn't mean jack shit. It's because the game's not about who has the better players. It's about who has the better team. It's about teamwork.
Yeah.
And right now, there's a lot of teams that still need to work on that. You know, most teams are just focused on individual play sets, but once those teams move on to teamwork and, you know, team strategies, team building, like a lot of people don't know this, but D2R used to play Minecraft just to build team building exercises in the game, and that really did help us. It got us to where we are right now. And you know, people here, we don't play every day, but what we do play, we always make it count because we're always working on that team play. It doesn't matter if someone goes bottom frag, if someone goes 0-20, if someone goes, you know, 40-1. It doesn't matter. It's just about teamwork. You know, there's no teamwork, you're not starting. That's just how it works. That's how it is in my mind. Ever since the beginning of Critical Ops, I was always, I'd say, the biggest team player. You know, I would even bait for my teammates if it meant we won the round. And, you know, that's got me a long way. It's just not about that individual play, and a lot of teams need to realize that.
People also forget, too, that a lot of times the bottom frag player might have that key play too in the game.
Yeah, as the entry fragger, they're giving a lot of details and information away for the rest of their team. So, what do you guys think if there was a possible LAN coming up in the future and you guys got invited to it? What would it mean to you as the manager of Insidious and you as a player as Insidious?
Frisky, you can start us off.
I mean, manager-wise, I feel like I'm with a very good settled team right now. They're doing what they can, especially with subs as well. Like the subs, they play a big part into us succeeding in the future, doing good in tournaments. It's not just like, oh, like Alpha Footprint or they're top fragging, they're doing good in tournaments. But you guys have to remember, there's other players like Alpha said. There's some support players like Bale. Yeah, Bale, like he's a very talented player. He gets the important kills that you won't like. Spectators and shoutcasters don't spectate. They don't call it out because he's not top fragging. You see them spectating people who are top fragging. Like you see them always on Cam, Joker, like Krim, one of them. But when you look at the leaderboard and you see someone like Bale, Clouds top fragging, they're like so amazed because they think that they're just someone that came off like the scene and were known. So I mean, like going into a LAN, I feel like we have the team. I think I'm pretty sure, confident that we win. They do what we can. Even if we don't win, you know, I'll still be happy with the second place. It's just the experience that matters at the end of the day.
Alright, lands. So a lot of people have been asking me, you know, like how's the team gonna do it, man? It's honestly nobody knows, man. It's like so lands, people fly out, but they have to realize that no one's gonna perform the same because you could either just do really bad, you could do really good, you could just do, you know, stay the same. Because like you have to think about the pressure, like you're playing in front of hundreds to thousands of people in an arena and they're all just staring at you, you know, just waiting to see your next move. And it's not only about that, but you don't want to disappoint the fans that, you know, come out to see you, and all that pressure is on you. So at a LAN, you might do different, you know, might perform different. And honestly, like, none of us have ever been to a LAN, so like we won't actually know how to perform or how we're gonna do. It's just gonna take a couple of experiences, a couple of LANs to, you know, get used to that feeling. And honestly, like, going to a LAN is definitely on my bucket list. And if you think about it, like, once this LAN actually happens, and if it's really successful, that means like now we're playing like a mobile game, but this could actually like be an opportunity for a real life job, and you know, like we could actually have a career off of this. And a lot of people, like CS players, are definitely making a lot of money off of this right now. But I'd say that if Critical Ops is going in a great direction, then we definitely have a chance of, you know, actually making a career out of this. And I definitely look forward to doing that. And I kind of want to, you know, it's going to be a great experience, like just living everyone, like, you know, Shaggy's going to be on my left in the bedroom next to me, you know, and the whole Critical Ops team's going to be there practicing.
That's right.
And, you know, whatever we need, we just need to, you know, if we just need an iPad or something, just drive out to Best Buy, go ahead and buy that, and, you know, it's going to be great, honestly. I'm really looking forward to, like, moving into an actual house.
Yeah, right on. Well, that's pretty much all we have for you guys, unless you guys have anything else to mention. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, but we put a poll up on Twitter, and Game of Thrones, everyone said that we were House Stark. So I don't know if you guys watched that, but check it out.
Yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
It's a great show.
I watched the first season and stopped. Yeah, I watched the first season and stopped.
It looks like an interesting show, but I don't really have a kind of feel for it.
Yeah.
But I think I should try it out and see how it goes.
We're going to take a quick second. Shout out to Gamer Subs for providing us mental focus and clean energy.
Thank you guys.
So,
yeah,
Gamer Subs right there.
Let's go.
Alpha, bring up all your gamer stuff, huh?
Thanks for being on the show. This is Legacy Media, and for Alpha and Alpha and Frisky. Thanks for being on the show, guys. Peace.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
No problem.
Peace.
Peace.